Welcome to Shape the Podcast, a podcast all about maintaining mental health by sharing stories from those who have overcome negative experiences and feelings, then turned them into something positive. Meet your host.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Shape the Podcast. You know me by now, and if you don't, I'm sorry. My name is Kyle Waller. So tonight's episode is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be a full-scale episode like my normal episodes are, but this is going to be an episode leading up to a full episode in the coming months. But hope everybody's had a great couple of weeks since we've talked. You've seen my face. When this does air, though, this is a pre-recorded video because life is busy. So sitting next to me, right, I've known this gentleman for, Lord have mercy, since we were teenagers. Right? I actually know him because his sister and brother-in-law used to be my youth pastors when we were kids. Right? We're not kids anymore, and one of us has more gray hairs, but this is Mr. David Stark. Sir, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you, Kyle. It's good to be with you.
Yeah. And, you know, we connected like a couple of years ago when, hey, I didn't know that your sister and brother-in-law lived in Ohio, you know, which a lot of my viewers know that I'm in Ohio. But it's cool to reconnect with people from your past. You know?
I've been thinking about that. It doesn't happen often.
No.
You know, we meet a lot of people in our lifetimes. A lot. I know you've always been a social person. I like meeting people, but it's kind of weird when you re-meet someone who you knew when you were kids.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't talk for, 25 years, maybe more. I mean, not for no reason, just, right. So to have sort of stumbled upon each other again after all this time, I think it was at an IHOP, wasn't it? Didn't we run out in front of each other and get to breakfast one time? Yeah. That was a great day. So it's good to be with you.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny because my sister and brother-in-law used to live here in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. They, my brother-in-law, before he passed, they went to Springdale Church of the Nazarene, and he was their media director there.
Oh, right on.
So, but I didn't move to Ohio because of them. But it's so funny because then, like another person that I knew from childhood, also lived in Ohio.
Okay.
That I went to grade school with, and middle school with, and high school with, and so I got to discover that when I moved here.
Yeah,
you know,
because we both grew up in Nashville area.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people around here say, "Why'd you move from Nashville?
Yeah,
why don't you live in Nashville now?"
It's Nashville's expensive. I can't afford it. No, but so if people don't know, in a previous podcast, I talked with an individual named Nicole, who is doing great things in her community. She actually has a show coming up on July 11th in Hamilton, Ohio, at the Strauss Art Gallery. And that's why David is on, because David is like, what are you? Are you like the proprietor of the Strauss?
Director.
Yeah, the director emeritus. He's important.
Well, so the gallery is awesome. It exists within the bottom level of the Art Space building. Art Space Hamilton. It's about half a block in the very heart of downtown Hamilton. I mean, right there where the statue of the city's namesake is holding his finger up. And it's all apartment for artists. Yeah. You have to be an artist to live there. And
which we're in one of those.
Look at this.
Yes, we're in David's dining room. All right, but it's pretty awesome though that you offer this to artists. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh!
It's because it's almost their safe haven. You know?
Oh my God, it is. That's a great word for it.
You know,
creator space.
I deal with mental health and stuff like this, and having this safe space for artists to come to, you know, like in some creative form or fashion, is a great place for, you know, them to talk about what's going on in their lives. And what you're doing downstairs with the gallery, that's also a great, you know, space for people to talk about.
Yeah.
Hey, this is my creativeness, you know, like the show that Nicole's doing in July, you know, dealing with mental health, you know, what you're doing in the community is great. Like, and what you're doing in Hamilton. Like, so I'm not originally from Ohio. He's not either, but I've seen the growth in these small towns. You know, like everybody wants a small town to be a small town.
Yeah.
You know, but then you have to have growth, because if you don't have growth, then it becomes stagnant, you know, and life is not fun when it's stagnant, you know.
Right.
But it's so share how you got involved with that real quick.
Oh, with Hamilton?
Yeah.
I agree. The growth to be around anywhere, and I think this has happened in a lot of Midwest cities, a lot of Rust Belt cities, but really a lot of places all over the country. Little pockets of places got sort of trendy. They got hot. They developed. They redeveloped. They revitalized. Hamilton, historic Hamilton, 1791 has been experiencing that for about the last 10 to 15 years.
Mhm.
I got involved with it, not right in the beginning. A lot of other people paved the way, the Vision 2020, a lot of different groups came before, but I've been involved with it for about a dozen years now. Most of the time in the world of the arts. I like how you said that. It's not just that we're an arts haven. It's not that we provide this benefit to just the artists, but those artists in turns then share that blessing back out into the community and really can help steer the direction it goes in, what image it holds, but also it activates one another. I mean, you participated in an event or two in conjunction with the Strauss Gallery. It's always great to have you. I know you've met other artists, Mr. B. I think you've talked to Mr. B some. He's one of my favorite in terms of arts engagement of a community. So, you know, Hamilton attracts a lot of that. And, you know, I think tapping into the power of the arts is something of a cheat code for certain downtown communities that do want to redevelop and re-centralize into something of a fun arts district.
And really, it's like what you're doing is you're sharing hope and positive energy, which is shape. Which is, you know, you're taking a negative space and you're doing something positive.
Yeah.
You know, and you're letting people see that many people can come together from different walks of life and create something beautiful.
That's true. I sometimes say this little block of Hamilton is the most diverse in the city because of the power of the arts. We have elderly residents here. We've got people from all different backgrounds, ethnicities, religions, belief systems, races, economic levels. You know, it's all sort of happening right here as a microcosm of maybe, you know, the way Hamilton is trending.
Yeah.
So art does that.
And I think Hamilton, what is going on and what people are doing in Hamilton to change because Hamilton there for a long time had a negative connotation to it.
Sure.
You know, and the positive things that are going in the community and the positive things that I've seen, like, you know, that catches on like a wildfire, you know, and it can not only benefit the city, but outwards, you know, like you're starting to see that now in places like Dayton, you know, or places like Cincinnati, but they're taking what you've done and they're modeling what is going on in the city into their own worlds. You know, I think a lot of people should do that, and we all should learn from each other. You know,
100%, 100%. I don't think ArtSpace invented the idea that, though, as a development company, it's certainly, I mean, we've got about 50 of these throughout the continental U.S., but they all don't work the same way. And I may be partial, but I think this is the best one. We do have one in Honolulu. If I'm ever just missing, you know, I got promoted to the one in Honolulu, but I think this one's pretty good. It's because of the people. This sort of social experiment on building a downtown district, in part largely supported through the use and talents of the local artists. It takes a little courage and bravery, and it's only as good as a community that gathers around and supports and continues to buy into one another.
Yeah, it's all about talking and being present. Yeah, you know, like a lot of people get wrapped up in things of life, but like to me, even holidays now, it's more about the presence of life, you know?
Yeah.
Like when we were kids, like, you know, or even growing up, you miss that, you know what I'm saying? Like what, like the mental health community and the art community and like, for instance, like the breeding community, which people know that I was involved in. It's all about being present because you never know what's going on in somebody else's life, to where if you're holding space for that person, that gives them that comfort level, to where they're able to talk about what's going on, and you're able to share things that are going on in a positive outlook of, hey, this is how beautiful my life is. This is how beautiful the life that is around me is, and in turn, you're bringing together, I don't know, and since you've been here, hundreds of artists.
Literally, we have 42 units. It's about 70 to 75 residents at any given time. And I've been here for, oh Lord, I think it's about 9 years now, coming up 9 years. So that has been a lot of artists. And some of my favorite art space artists don't live in here anymore because they leverage the power of the program, the vibe, the culture, the opportunities with the gallery, and they've gone on to do other things. One success story, we had the privilege of having artist Logan Walden live here for a time. His father, Christopher Walden, is one of the premier wildlife painters in all of Ohio. You probably walked across some of his artwork at some state park or prints of his stuff. And his son is just as talented, but he does all sci-fi stuff with it. So he lived here and he hustled that life for a while. He's still a great artist. He's got art up at the New Erie bar across the street. He's got art up all over. But he also, since here, took on another assignment in the city. He is second in command over at our River's Edge concert series. It's our free once a week concert series in the summer. It's usually free, although when we bring in David Shaw and the Revivalists and Band of Horses this year, that one's not free. You got to pay a little something for that. But it's usually free. And Logan's added all types of art elements down at River's Edge. Mr. B has a whole art engagement section. The concerts keep getting better and better.
But again, that's something that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't brought to fruition.
Well, that's right.
Like it's something positive for the community.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's what it's all about. You're bringing people together from all over, for a night of music.
That's right.
And they might need that at that moment in time.
Oh, certainly. We all do.
You never know what somebody's going through in life until you open up that communication, whether it be through music or through art. So what you're doing in the community is you're bridging a lot of people together, and a lot of people are able to talk, and a lot of people are able to showcase what's going on in their lives. And some of that might be, more than just a piece of art hanging on the wall. There's a deeper meaning to some of that stuff.
Definitely.
There's a deeper meaning to life. Well, sir, I know that you have a lot going on in your life, and this is just a snippet of what's to come, because David will be sitting down with me in the near future, and we're really going to dive into his story more. But I really want to do this for people to get excited. Like wherever you live at, there's something positive in your community that you can do. Don't say that you can't, because if you say you can't, then you're automatically not trying. If you try and something fails, guess what? It fails, but you can always retry. And that's one thing that I'm passionate about in my life, and people I've seen with this podcast is that this is, I can do it, because there's somebody out there that gets the message. I used to think that, there's 18,000 people watching. That's the number I want.
Dang.
But I don't want that number. I want one person, You want an artist to sell one painting or to get their artwork out. It starts with one.
Yeah.
So really that's what you're doing, and that's what other people are doing to help the city that you live in grow.
Yes.
So,
well, and speaking of that, thank you, Kyle of the Shape Podcast, for having me on today. It's been a pleasure to come, and specifically to talk a little bit about the upcoming event, the Hamilton High Street Bazaar Market. You talk about bringing people together for something that is mutually beneficial. This is going to be an exciting event in the heart of downtown, right there at where the main statue of the city's namesake is, that block that's around it. Vendors, about 25 vendors we've got for the June one. This goes all summer long, every second Saturday in downtown Hamilton, July, August, September. At each one, we've got DJs, we've got dessert trucks, we've got buy-in from the bodacious bricks and mortars in downtown. The point is, I love a festival. I didn't get invited to my friend's birthday party one time at age 10. And ever since then, I just throw these parties to make sure that at least I get invited.
Yeah.
And everyone's invited. And we all get together, and wherever it goes, that's part of it. Yeah. I know in July, we've got a mental health one. That's sort of the theme with Nicole.
I will be here.
You're going to be at that one.
I'll be downstairs in July on the 11th. I'll be interviewing some people there.
The podcast is here.
Yeah,
it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more outreach, and not just my city, but in other cities. Like in January next year, I'll be at a tattoo convention that's focusing on mental health. So I'll be part of that. But yeah, it's all about reaching out, being part of your community, and sharing hope and positive energy.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
sir,
what I'm about.
I appreciate it, sir. Well. I'm going to get you on here real soon because I want to dive into to David Stark. We grew up together. I knew him as a teenager, but this guy's got a story.
Do you remember that time I fainted in the back of the van? We were lifting ping pong tables out. I just fainted.
Yeah. Now we're talking about childhood stuff.
Getting in deep.
It's amazing. But yes,
to be continued.
Join us for that episode on Shape the Podcast. And like I say at the end of every single episode, it's better to have you here on Earth than 6 feet under. All right, have a good one, everybody. See you later.